Joined by Charleston head coach Earl Grant. Also to his left, Cameron Johnson. To his right, Jarrell Brantley. We'll start with a statement from Coach Grant on the game, and then we'll open up for some questions.
Yeah, I thought that we played well enough to win. I thought the start of the first half, you got to give Wilmington credit. They made a barrage of threes. I'm not sure how they made them all, but they made them. And so, we had the game at our pace, and they made a few more plays than us, and it came down to one possession.
Earl, what did you draw up there on that final play? Was that the look that you wanted there?
Yeah, we got all the looks we wanted down the stretch, and we wanted to get the ball in Cameron Johnson's hand first, and then the second option was to throw it over the top to Jarrell. If he can get it back to Peyton Halsey, get it to him, and he had a good shot. That was a great shot. It was inside the free throw line, and it almost went in. So it was a perfect for us.
We were just kind of talking to Kevin about halftime adjustments. After you guys have so much go right in a half like that, what was the conversation like about trying to continue it?
Just keep doing what we're doing, keep contesting. And so, again, I haven't watched the film, so I don't know what happened. If we contest threes and they make them, we always just shake the team hand if we contest them. And to be honest with you, the majority of the threes they made, I think, were contested. So you got to give them some credit. They made the shots. Game's over. We lost by 2. And we got to learn from it and move on.
Jarrell, this is going to be a moment you're going to have a lot more opportunities to shine. In the moment, are you able to put this in context about what could be happening in the future, or are you only dwelling about the pain that probably you're feeling at the moment?
I think right now I'm just, thinking about the game and what I could have did better to help. But I mean, if I continue to do what I do, I think I can be in the right positions.
Cameron, for you to come out here and play as well as you did, and for 2 nights now, is it a little more disheartening that you were that close, or would it have been maybe easier if it was just they were a better team? But is it tougher because you were as good of a team as they were?
It definitely makes it a lot harder when you feel like you have the game, in your hand coming down the stretch, and you feel like, you hold your own destiny, a stop and a bucket and you win. And, if we were getting blown out, of course, it wouldn't have been as bad, but a loss is a loss regardless, and, it hurts all the same.
Drill on the 2 plays, the one you had where you're getting the ball going to the rim and it went off you out of bounds, and then the final one. What did you see on each of those plays? First of all, them knocking the ball away, and then the second one where you had the shot, just didn't go in. I'd imagine you're able to put those past you, but take us through those plays and just your reaction to how things went down.
They just did the right things on defense and made the right play. The first time, I thought I had a drop down pass. He hit it. Second time, I got a good shot leaning forward, but they played good defense.
Earl, with so many young guys, and I know it's just after the fact, but have you given any thought to pursuing a postseason tournament if one presents itself?
Yeah, we definitely, I think we're good enough to play in a postseason tournament, and, we're going to go back and rest tonight. We travel back tomorrow, so we'll have them discussions, here in the next 24, 36 hours. Selection Sunday is next Sunday, and so we got this next couple of days to talk about it. I certainly think we're capable of being a postseason team, and we'll talk about it in the next 24 hours.
Coach, Brian usually isn't a big part of the scout on the offensive end. Were you surprised how involved they got him early in the game to keep things afloat and keep them steady in the second half?
No, not really. I thought he got some offensive rebounds. We talked about doing a better job of ganging up on the glass. Their backup post players hurt us, and we talked about it. We talked about it throughout the first half, and he had too many rebounds and too many points early. He finished with 16 points. I'm sure it was a career high. So we didn't do a good enough job defending him. And again, I got to watch the film to figure out exactly what happened, but it's a little bit too much for him. But give him credit. He showed up tonight. He had 16 points, career game for him, and they advanced.
Cam, considering where this team was last year, I know you did win a game here, but overall the way the regular season went, to where you guys are now and how things are set up, do you still feel like, even though this hurts in the moment, that things are set up well, that it's good? You said before this tournament started that regardless of what happened here, you were going to be hungry and you were going to be driven. Do you still kind of feel that way, that this isn't a major setback because of what you know is possible in the near future?
Absolutely. We really just take one day at a time. It's a loss. It's a minor setback, but pursuing on. If we pursue a tournament, it's going to be the same thing. Strap on your shoes and let's go play and get better every year. Just like from my freshman year to this year, we just get better.
Hey, Coach Grant, if you do go on to the next round in the postseason after losing by 2 tonight, would this make your team more ready to go for the next game, knowing that they don't want to get down to the last couple seconds to finish the job? You might see them a little bit more.
At the end of the day, we look at this whole process as like we climbing a mountain, and we've been in the valley, deep down in there, so we know how that feel, and we got a lot of work to do to get to the top of the mountain, but we look at it as a climb. And so whatever we do, postseason, next year, whatever's next, we're going to attack it the right way, and we're going to continue to try to get better. I love how hard the guys played all year. I told them I never question their effort. They always compete. They always defend. And we just got to continue to try to get better as a group. But I do think we have a chance to do something special if we continue to grow and stick together.
For all three of you, when you look back on all the setbacks that are out of your hands, is there any part of you that just says what could have been this year, what could have been if we had Grant, if we had Canyon, if we had Joe, what could have been with this season? Does any part of you say that?
I think for me personally, I'll let these guys talk, but I thought this year we were very fortunate, because I thought that as a group we were able to see some things that maybe we wouldn't have seen, and the guys who were sitting out saw some things that maybe they wouldn't have known. And so I think we were very fortunate the way things went, and I think it's a learning experience for the guys who were sitting out as well as the guys who played. So I look at it as a positive.
This one.
Oh, my bad. For me, I think it just shows how unique our team is. We never made any excuses for what we have, what we don't have. But I guess it just goes to show how good we'll be to move forward in the CAA.
We're all human, so of course we think, what if in certain moments. But in the moment of the game and, when we're playing, it's just us on the court, and we get the experience, the young guys who play, and, I got a lot of experience last year and this year, and it just helps us to progress. And like Coach Grant said, the people who, got injured and are not playing see the game of basketball from a different perspective and can come in and, just do what they've learned watching, and then come back and we'll be a better ball club.
For all three of you, just looking ahead to next year, this tournament moving into your area for the next 3 years at least.
For me personally, I think it's a good thing. It's a big-time basketball tournament, a big-time conference, big-time league coming to, our city. And I think that's good for everybody in the Low Country and the surrounding area in Charleston and North Charleston areas. And, I think for this type of basketball tournament to come down, it's a huge thing. And I think it helps our fans because we are new to the league, and, everybody remember all the team from the Southern Conference. So now we actually bring the teams in front of them, and I think it'll allow them to come in the gym and watch and get more interested into what's going on in the CAA.
For me, it's just exciting. Being my sophomore year, now that I got my first foot in the door with all this difficult games and the good ones, I think it'll just be fun for us next year.
It's definitely exciting for it to be, at our home, but everybody's still going to come to play regardless of what stadium you're in, so we just got to be ready. But it's definitely a fun thing coming up, and I can't wait.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.